Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Panda here again. Or should I say good evening, because what is it? It's 9:14 over here. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get through a bit of this today. I'm sorry if the parts aren't very long today because I don't really have that much time, and I'm not going to be able to have any time to record over the weekend, mainly because I'm quite busy. Tomorrow night I'll be going out for some Twilight paintball, which will be pretty fun, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, the rest of the weekend I'm busy with other things, things to see, people to do, that sort of thing, the usual. Alright, let's get this started. Alright, where were we last time? I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, taking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? I notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognise her quickly. Rin? What are you doing out here so late? Rin? Lily picks her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin, Tezuka, I think was her last name, from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated looking expression, something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Ah, I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognises either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge if she does. She looks like a zombie, or a statue of a zombie. But slowly some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. ... There is an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too, just now. Some people asked that just before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. They were going that way. She turns facing to her right in order to demonstrate the direction the other people went to, as if that was important, then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin really doesn't use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. She doesn't really give the impression of being the quiet type, she's just very sarcastic and truly spoken, I guess. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing, neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of her words for the time being. I think that both of us are in fact just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. A stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if bull elephant grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in the place of blood. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having any of the sort though. No, I don't think it's that. The other passerby were probably just worried though. You do look really lost, the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I love the way Rin talks. I ponder for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I decide on the latter. It seems that most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that, except with human interaction, And even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn, it's just like Kenji said. Even when I win, I lose. It's the power of the girls of Yamaku. I push the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give me. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress at least. Lily sounds as if she's spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yes, there is some, definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hopes all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin's, as far as I can tell, unbiased assurances aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are, but it's late and I don't think we'll be getting any thanks if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery. Several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet too. I'd appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her Oh man, I'm just having a bad night with words. Oh god, what's wrong with me tonight? I apologise, people. With Rin is exactly why she's staying or subdued. So I assume you are going somewhere? Not coming back to the school, any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock and she jolts back in somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this. I just want to apologise in advance if I'm kind of boring in these parts. I haven't, played Katawa Shoujo for a couple of days now, so I sort of lose the, you sort of lose the energy you previously had. So it does take a little while to, get back to that place where I previously was with the humour and that sort of thing. So hopefully I will eventually get back there. So I do apologise if I'm a bit boring at this stage. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. No? What? Why would you think that? You knew what I was doing. It was just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before, to get to the store. If you were going to school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Rin appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe Kenji and Rin should hook up. Oh yeah. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. That is the second time this week that someone asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? It'd be pretty badass if you gave off that impression that you're a mind reader. I think you could cash in on that, Hisao. Rin shrugs her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. Maybe you should come up with us back to school. Lily interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face barely disguising the fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decide to let that mind-reading topic drop, as it's entirely inane anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Rin considers this rather simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. Alright. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Rin walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. That sounds like one of those games, those dancing games. Apart from that and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. A quiet, quite apart from the relaxing one into town at that. Well, that was confusing. It's quiet, quite... Oh, whoa. Woo. So how's the mural going? We are going to get bad luck. Never talk about works and Oh, god damn it, mother... I'm sure it'll be wonderful, but not like my speech. Bad luck. Tap step, tap step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place. For the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamaku rests on top of is surprisingly steep, going uphill. We slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there, I can see the gates already. More than that though, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something. I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from our travelling companion, but only just. Hey, Hisao, that's pretty mean. Come on, man. Come on, bro, I didn't think you were like that. For a moment she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? How do you mean? The fact I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. Now that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily noticed it all too quickly. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. I need a drink. That's not my drink. This is my drink. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Oh. Is it something that is related to you being transferred here? I mean... She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought, oh, she's already talking about us. Oh. Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising as she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty, I guess the best way to put it would be messed up heart, arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it, and spent most of the spring in a hospital, ended in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer though only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. I can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. I mean, I suppose when somebody tells you that sort of information, that would make the conversation kind of awkward. I mean, even though you're all at a school for disabled kids, or handicapped, whatever. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but you know, that would make the conversation kind of awkward, because like, I don't know, you're just sort of giving away a pretty big secret or part of your life, and you know, the other person would be like, oh, so how about that airplane food? And as Hanako would say, I've got to go do something. I can't really fault her for it, given I already said that. To my surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she comes to some sort of realization. Wait, so the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway? I grimace slightly, her ability her ability to connect the dots quite so fast is unexpected. I guess I'm a textbook example of why those rules about running in the corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I intended. Lily visibly shies away from continuing the topic. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realise the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She had been so quiet for almost all of the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was there. It's Friday, isn't it? What's up with this face? Rin, come on! Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. This is bad. Bad? Why? I think I am going to go in a fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. Is something wrong? This look right here really suits her. Just saying. No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. The mural. It's going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs or a time machine? Actually, I've got a time machine just in my... No, okay. This is not good. Not good. So she's behind her schedule, recalling Shizune's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago. I don't know what to think. She has let herself open for a told you so, unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me, I'm going to need to work for a while. I glance at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realise she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. Fine, jeez. Oh, sorry. We do, of course, not wanting to aggravate her any more than she already is. There is a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was going into shock or something. I'm sure she will be just fine. She's just, how to say... Lily cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. I guess you could say that. Well, you said that. She giggles at the notion maliciously. I really hope I said that word right there. Nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. So my guess was right. Lily offers a slight apologetic smile, as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings have prevented her from becoming closer to Rin.